India is rolling the dice on its startup ecosystem. The government has announced a 10,000 crore rupee fund. This translates to approximately $1.2 billion. The goal is ambitious: to propel India's startups onto the global stage. This new tranche signals a focused approach. The emphasis is on fostering sustainable and profitable businesses. The days of chasing unicorns alone are fading. This new fund, announced in the February 2025 Union Budget, marks a turning point. It acknowledges the challenges startups face. Early-stage capital is often scarce. The competition for funding is fierce. The government aims to bridge this gap. It wants to create an environment where innovation can flourish. The target? Early-stage startups. These are the companies with the most potential but also the highest risk. They are often overlooked by traditional investors. The government is stepping in to fill this void. This is a gamble, but a calculated one. The potential rewards for the Indian economy are enormous. Execution is key. Transparency and accountability will be crucial. If successful, this fund could be a game changer. Starting a business is a daunting task. Entrepreneurs need capital to turn their visions into reality. Securing funding is one of the biggest hurdles for startups. This is especially true in the early stages. Investors are often hesitant to back early-stage startups. The risks are high. Many startups fail. Investors want to see traction and proof of concept. This creates a catch-22 for startups. They need funding to grow, but they need to grow to get funding. This is where the government's 10,000 crore rupee fund comes in. It aims to provide a lifeline to startups. It wants to give them the capital they need to get off the ground. The fund is not just about money, it's about sending a message. It's about showing the world that India is serious about supporting its startups. By providing early-stage funding, the government is increasing the odds of success. It is creating an environment where more startups can flourish, and that is good for the Indian economy. The potential impact is enormous. The government understands that it cannot do this alone. It needs partners. It needs experts who can identify promising startups. This is where alternative investment funds, or AIFs, come in. AIFs are essentially venture capitalists. They invest in high-risk, high-reward ventures. They have the experience and expertise to identify startups with potential. The government's 10,000 crore rupee fund will be channeled through AIFs. These AIFs will act as talent scouts. They will scour the country for the most promising startups. They will then invest in these startups, providing them with the capital they need to grow. This approach leverages the expertise of AIFs and ensures wise investments. This partnership between the government and AIFs is crucial. It combines financial resources with investment acumen. Section 4. Empowering emerging hubs and entrepreneurs. The government's 10,000 crore rupee fund is not just about supporting startups in general, it is about supporting specific types of startups. The fund has a clear focus: Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, women entrepreneurs, and deep tech sectors. This focus is deliberate. It is about inclusivity and strategic growth. Traditionally, the Indian startup ecosystem has been concentrated in a few major cities. Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi have been the main hubs. This has created a geographical imbalance. The government wants to change this. It wants to empower entrepreneurs in smaller cities and towns. The fund also recognizes the underrepresentation of women in the startup ecosystem. Women entrepreneurs face unique challenges. The government wants to level the playing field. It wants to create more opportunities for women entrepreneurs to succeed. Section 5. Zepto, a beacon of startup success. The government's vision for this fund is not just theoretical. It is inspired by real-world success stories. One such story is that of Zepto. This quick commerce startup has become a poster child for India's startup potential. Founded by two 19-year-olds, Zepto achieved a remarkable feat. It raised $1.4 billion in funding. Zepto's success was not accidental. It was a combination of factors. A strong network of venture capitalists played a role. So did bold investments and timely access to capital. Mentorship and guidance were also crucial. But perhaps the most important factor was speed. Zepto moved fast and broke things. It was agile and adaptable. The government wants to replicate Zepto's success. It wants to create an environment where more startups can achieve similar feats. The 10,000 crore rupee fund is a step in that direction. It is a signal to the world that India is open for business. Section 6. Navigating the potential pitfalls of government funding. The government's 10,000 crore rupee fund is a bold initiative. It has the potential to transform India's startup ecosystem. However, there are also potential pitfalls. Government funding, while well-intentioned, often comes with strings attached. Bureaucracy is a major concern. Red tape can stifle innovation and slow down progress. Startups need to be agile and move fast. Bureaucratic hurdles can be a major impediment. Another concern is the government's risk appetite. Governments are often risk-averse. They prefer safe investments. This can be a problem for startups, which are inherently risky ventures. Transparency and accountability are crucial to mitigate this risk. Startups need to be self-reliant. If they become too reliant on government funding, they may become complacent and lose their competitive edge. Section 7. Igniting a Startup Revolution. The government's 10,000 crore rupee fund is a gamble. There are no guarantees of success. However, the potential rewards are significant. If successful, this initiative could ignite a startup revolution in India. It could create millions of jobs, boost economic growth, and position India as a global leader in innovation. The key to success lies in execution. The government needs to ensure that the funds are dispersed efficiently and transparently. It needs to minimize bureaucracy and empower AIFs to make investment decisions. The world is watching India's startup ecosystem with great interest. The next few years will be crucial. If the government can navigate the potential pitfalls and execute effectively, India could be on the cusp of a startup revolution.